As I set up my camp on the desolate mountaintop, I couldn't help but marvel at the breathtaking view. The rugged landscape stretched out before me, bathed in the eerie glow of a full moon. It was the perfect setting for a solo camping trip, or so I thought. The night air was biting, and the wind whispered through the tall pines that surrounded my campsite. I gathered wood and lit a crackling fire, its warmth a comforting contrast to the chill that clung to the mountain. I settled into my tent, feeling a sense of tranquility wash over me. As the hours passed, I began to hear strange sounds echoing through the woods. At first, it was just a faint rustling, like leaves being stirred by the wind. I dismissed it as the usual nocturnal noises of the wilderness. But the sounds grew louder, more insistent and closer. I unzipped the tent and peered into the inky darkness. My flashlight pierced the shadows, revealing nothing but the swaying trees. I chuckled at my own paranoia and crawled back into my sleeping bag. Just as I was about to drift off to sleep, a blood-curdling scream shattered the silence. My heart pounded in my chest as I scrambled to my feet, flashlight in hand. The scream came again, and this time, it was unmistakably human. I followed the anguished cries, stumbling through the woods. The sounds led me to a clearing, where a figure in tattered clothes lay on the ground, writhing in agony. It was a woman, her face contorted with pain. Her clothes were stained with blood, and her fingers were gnarled like twisted branches. Terror coursed through me, but I couldn't leave her there. I knelt beside her, trying to comfort her as best I could. She clutched my hand, her grip surprisingly strong. She whispered words that I couldn't understand, her voice trembling with fear. Suddenly, the forest came alive around us. Dark shapes slithered from the shadows, their eyes gleaming with malevolence. I was surrounded by an otherworldly presence, and I knew I had stumbled upon something far more sinister than I could have ever imagined. But just as hope seemed lost, a blinding light erupted from the woman's body, banishing the creatures back into the darkness. She smiled weakly at me, her eyes filled with gratitude. Then, as quickly as she had appeared, she vanished, leaving me alone on the mountain. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, I packed up my camp and descended the mountain, my heart still racing. I had survived a night of unimaginable horror, and I knew that the mountain held secrets beyond my understanding. But I also knew that, in the end, there was a glimmer of light that could overcome the darkest of terrors.